Oh, you didn't know? Welcome back to another episode of Long Term Story Wrestling Podcast. Of course, you got me. It's that NICC. We also got JoJo, Jay, and Jasper. What's up, guys?
What's
What's up?
up?
What's cracking?
Happy Saturday. Good evening,
Hey,
everybody.
let's get it.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, Julia.
As if I had to ask you. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for everybody joining us today. We are here for this episode to do a Road to Mania part 2. We actually did a part 1. So go ahead and check that out on our YouTube channel. But we're here together to talk about the current WrestleMania card that we have to look forward to at WrestleMania 41 Las Vegas. We got a few matches pretty much set in stone, but there are some that are potentially going to probably be official in the next few weeks. So we'll definitely talk a little bit about those as well. But first thing first, we got to go off or kind of start things off talking about Cena and Cody. So, with this match potentially being the headliner, from my understanding of night 2, I would say like clearly a lot of media attention has been put on these two, specifically Cena since his heel turn. Obviously, a few episodes of Raw have happened with Cody shooting some promos, and this past Raw out in Brussels, Cena's pretty much first appearance since Elimination Chamber as the heel. So, guys, how do you guys feel on this build currently? Is there kind of like that hype that we've been anticipating? Has it really, built up to some of I guess how should I say this? Like the attention that's garnered over the past few weeks. What's your guys' thoughts on this?
Dude, you know what? I'm actually kind of excited for this one. I wasn't expecting the Cena heel turn till Mania. I think that would have been great. I think it would have been great to see Cena turn heel at Mania, but he turned heel early, which is fine. But it's great. It fits into Cena's schedule where he can't be there all the time. He only has so many dates to give us to the end of the year. So this is a good way to draw it out. That promo that John Cena cut and then Cody Rhodes came out, dude, bro. Cena, bro, that's why Cena is the GOAT. That dude played the crowd like a fiddle. I mean,
Yeah.
he worked the crowd. He got him to do exactly what he wanted. That's why he's a master of his craft, bro. That's why he's the GOAT. He really showed out in that promo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
And it pushes
I
Cody
would say,
too. No, go ahead. Go ahead, so man.
I would say, we were all anticipating what Cena's promo was, right? Because we haven't seen him since Elimination Chamber, right? So we're guessing what kind of Dr. Thugonomics. We don't know what kind of, we didn't know what to expect, right? What kind of thing. And the promo he delivered, I was like, at first, like, what kind of promo is this? And then he just ripped it. This guy is a master on the mic. He knows the business well. And he was able to explain, this is why I turned heel. This is why you have to boo me. He's picking on kids. He's picking on the people buying his merch. He's saying your fault. It's like they were doing the classic, I'm blaming the fans, story, but he did it his way. And I love the fact he said, "Oh, you want me to change music? Nah, that's me. That's me on there. That's my voice right there. I ain't changing nothing. You know what? Do you want me to change my outfit? Nah, this is me. I'm not gonna change nothing." And I love the fact that if he didn't come off as a cool heel, right? Because it's very dangerous, because we know the WWE universe loves Cena. So if he comes off here as a cool heel, like a Hollywood Hogan, no one's gonna like Cody's gonna get lost, because the people will cheer for Cena. So he's really establishing, I'm the bad guy. You're gonna boo me, and this is why I'm booing you. And you know what it is? when we are talking about long-term storytelling, we are talking about stories. You are talking about the whys. John Cena here has provided you the whys. He's doing Cody such a good service, man, because he made Cody look strong there too. At the end, I don't want this John Cena to come out. I want the real John Cena to come out, right? So he booked Cody strong. Cody doesn't look like a bitch. Cody is if you had any doubt who the face is, Cody's your face. John Cena is your heel. This is why you should boo him. Good storytelling, good promo by John Cena, a masterclass of controlling the crowd and giving us the why. That's very important when you're telling the story. And the cool thing is, like, now Cena can do whatever, now he can do whatever he wants now because he explained it. So very good build. And we still got like what? How many more weeks? Like 3 more weeks? Like
I think four more weeks. I think.
It's less than a
and
month away. It's less than a
right.
month away.
That's awesome.
And if the people in
Yep.
Europe are buying this, like meaning like the crowd in Europe is eating it up. Just imagine when they get back home, back to the United States. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's gonna be a good road to WrestleMania for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the panel. Hey, and you said it, Jay, like Cena, if Cena wasn't gonna be this type of ultimate villain, it wouldn't set up Cody if he was just gonna be the cool heel. So go ahead and hate him, but boo me, no, never. Boo you, people. It's your fault. Yeah. Even if you did buy my merch, you know what I mean? It's you guys' fault, And he's no longer a puppet. And I like that. I like that. And I was just so the way I knew Cena was gonna do his thing, right? So I'm glad Cody his mic worked for it. Like, tell me when the real John Cena show up. Not what he say,
Yeah.
but I did
Not
joke
this
about
whiny bitch.
right. And I did
Yeah.
joke about his list. I did joke about it, his list. But he did because he did deliver. I was like, okay, I believe you, dude. I believe you on this, dude. So I like it.
I don't think people give enough credit to Cody. Like, we know Cena's gonna kill it on the mic, but
Yeah.
Cody's masterful on the mic too. You just don't really like see it as often because of who he goes up against when he's trying to trade barbs. When you got somebody like Cena, it's obviously like somebody that's as better or as good or even better for that matter. And I think a lot of people do forget that Cody can really kill his promos. I think he's come such a long way from his past personas that since we saw the beginnings of the American Nightmare, especially outside of the WWE, he's been killing it on the mic. I'll say, like, even watching him back in the AEW days, the guy was, it's just hard to not like what he has to say, even if you wanted to boo him. He was kind of one of those. He was kind of like, let's just say, like the Cena of AEW, where he is projected as a babyface, but people booed him because they wanted to turn heel. And for years, people did the same thing to Cena. So it's like you really kind of see it like the parallels, even though it was such a short run in AEW, that the parallels are very similar in the terms of him trying to be that constant professional, being a baby face, but people wanting to turn heel, very similar to John Cena. But when they come to do promos and they're on the mic, it's like it's interesting. People really feel like, yeah, Cena has a lot of attributes where he is a battle rapper. Clearly he's very, intuitive with his mic skills. And I think that does overshadow Cody's ability to trade barbs on the mic, cutting promos. But the guy handles it very well, especially with Cena being the guy that he's going up against. I thought, like, hey, you know what? It's interesting because he is a baby face, but to what you guys are saying, like, Cena played the crowd like a fiddle, and he really wanted you to hate him, not look at him as the cool heel. He clearly was not gonna just give in to the narrative of, oh, Cena's gonna come out to like new theme music. Cena's gonna come out to new gear. Nope, dude comes out with his theme song, comes out with
Yep.
his Brussels farewell tour gear, and here he is telling you guys all to shove it.
Yeah, yeah,
it's just amazing to see how masterful he is. But
yeah,
at the same time, yes, you had Cody come out with the anticipation of like he's been waiting for Cena since he got attacked at Chamber, and clearly, I think he was short and succinct here, but he got his point across, and I think what he said was equivalently impactful as John Cena's promo. So at the end of the day, yeah, like I think the hype is there, but it's crazy to think like because of John Cena's schedule, like I'm not exactly sure how many times he's gonna appear on television before Mania, but it is quite interesting. You see how they interacted and like let alone like how the crowd ate up their segment. It'll be interesting to see like if they can sustain that. I don't have many doubts, but you just never know. Like, and it's kind of a interesting thing to point out that this happened overseas because we always know like these past international shows, the crowd's always going to be hot. So clearly it was no different here. Out there in Brussels, they were hot for pretty much the entire show, especially that moment Cena came out. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out when they come back into the States. But leading up to their actual match, it'll be interesting to kind of see what else happens or what else transpires from now till then. On top of that, oh, sorry, Jay, you got something to point out?
I want to say some points too. Is that they didn't need to get physical. That's cool
No.
too. The build, they have not gotten physical. Nobody really wanted them to see him scrap. They wanted an explanation, right? Then Cena gave it to him,
Exactly.
and this is like their first confrontation, like
Yeah.
after Elimination Chamber, and so cool that they didn't get physical. There's still plenty of time. They probably can get physical later on, but they didn't need to get physical. We didn't see that. That was good, and I forgot my other point, but if it comes back,
But
I'll let you guys know.
I think to what you said earlier, like the why, right? Like I think at the end of the day, the attack happened. Why did it happen, right? Like
Yeah.
Cody was looking for answers, so Cody's clearly got his response, or the answer he was looking for. Now it's like, okay, now that I know this, you better show up, because what happened, I'm not gonna give you that. I want to take you out. I'm gonna beat you, and I don't want this whiny bitch Cena. I need these Cena to show
yeah,
up at Mania. So he
yep,
made his point across clear and well.
Yeah.
So yeah, to what we were saying earlier, and to what you brought up earlier, I think that segment was clearly perfect the way it was, just because it didn't need any physical altercation. The reasons for that promo were set based on the fact that we wanted to hear answers, and I think that's what we got. Clearly we'll see what happens in the next few weeks, like that leads up to this.
I remembered what I was gonna say. Goes back to Nick. We don't know how many dates Cena has, right? Nah, man, that guy winning WrestleMania. He's
yeah,
gonna be promoted. He's gonna be the heel champion, and maybe he drops it at SummerSlam. But I mean, do you guys asking you guys? Do you guys feel that Cena will come out, will go over in WrestleMania?
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Yeah, he
so.
should. He should.
I think Cena's gonna end up winning at
Yeah.
WrestleMania, and then he's gonna spend the bulk of his remaining dates between now and SummerSlam. Then I think
Promoting.
he's gonna disappear for a couple of months and then come back towards November, December, do his last program, and then done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree because it's like you said, it's only a month and a half. So WrestleMania, it's not long enough to enjoy him as a heel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think
Like
I
we
think
need
he's
longer.
I think he's gonna spend the bulk of his remaining dates in between post WrestleMania and up to SummerSlam, and then yeah, November probably come back, do his last program with whoever, and then end it on whenever the last show he's gonna end it on.
Jojo, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first year SummerSlam will be 2 nights.
Nice.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I
SummerSlam is going
believe
to be a
so.
big deal if it's 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
Because they are
Yeah.
transitioning to SummerSlam being two
Yeah.
dates. So if
Right.
that would be a good way for SummerSlam to kick off being 2 days with Cody taking it back, or whoever WWE decides to go over Cena.
Yeah. Well, I like I do kind of see where you guys are going with this. I don't want to try to go right into another pay-per-view topic just for the sake of
Gotcha.
all these other matches that we want to talk about here. We'll save that for our probably do another episode before the actual Mania. But outside of the Cena Rhodes main event, there is another main event that potentially will be happening. We don't know if it's going to be in the main event slot, but we got main event Jey Uso and Gunther, for that matter. Clearly here, there's just been a lot of like interactions between these two over the past few weeks. Clearly for the world heavyweight title. How's this build been for you guys since Jey Uso announced that he wanted to face Gunther?
Well, I was the most hype about this, right? It's kind of been dying down for me, like for me, right?
Uh,
And then Gunther, man, I'm like, dang, dude, if they do push Jey Uso over, right, it might be because they are feeling his heat, but hey, it's okay. He's gonna bring it on that night. Yeah, and I feel it, and I'm gonna hype it up for him.
Yeah.
Gunther's a monster, man. So I hope it's gonna be a good pushover, but it's been kind of dying down for me a little bit with him,
Yeah. No,
his side. But
bro, I have to
Gunther,
agree with you,
Gunther
bro.
been doing it for me.
Yeah.
Gunther's been the
Yeah.
one that's been okay, Gunther, man. But my guy Jay, Iron Man, my guy Jay,
uh,
man. I'm like, come on, man. He didn't
Nah,
show
you know
me.
what,
He had to
bro,
show me a little bit. Damn.
Jasper, bro. I've been on the same boat as you. I felt like they lost the traction
Yes.
with this feud. It feels kind of stale, bro. Right now, I'll be honest. Like
Yeah.
I know they're doing their best to make the program what it is, to make Gunther look like this like overwhelming force that Jay's not going to be able to stop, and Jay's supposed to be the underdog and come out on top at the end. But yeah, no, I'm kind of right there with you. It feels kind of stale. Um,
would it be interesting if Gunther, let's just say for example, like if Gunther did something pretty dramatic to take him out, like really make him look like he got really beaten up, kind of like a Jade Cargill Naomi situation,
maybe
and like kind of have him off TV for a little bit.
I would say you can only keep Jay off of TV for maybe a week. I don't think you can keep him off
You
any
can.
longer than that.
Yeah,
Right.
You're right.
And then because they're already losing steam, and if you keep Jay off of TV any longer than a week, then they'll lose way too much steam going
Okay.
into it. But can you imagine? Can you imagine the uproar if Gunther beats Jay at WrestleMania? Oh, that
No,
would
they
be
can't
so
because you get
great.
in. So for this Gunther Jey Uso build, okay, maybe you take Jimmy out. Jimmy's always,
You
he's
mean
just a
Jay?
good big. No, Jimmy, he's a good big brother. You
Oh,
got to do
Jimmy?
something. Yeah, take Jimmy out, make it look really bad. That'll make Gunther really strong, right? Do a Jade Cargill kind of thing where Jimmy's taken out for a week or something like that. Because Jimmy really doesn't have a build for WrestleMania. So okay, take him out of the occasion. I mean, take him out of the equation, right? Take him out of the equation. Make Gunther look really strong, and there you go. Now you have another sad story for Jey Uso he has to overcome this monster. And we all know Gunther is always presented as a credible champion. He presented really well. He's one of Triple H's main people. He relies on this guy. He has all the confidence of Triple H, and he's always protected and he's always booked strong. Always. The cool thing about Gunther is he's so talented that when he wrestles, he makes people look good. Like Axiom, he made him look like a world beater. I mean, Axiom's cool, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is when he faced Gunther last week, or was it this week?
A couple
In
weeks ago.
Spain, or in
Yeah.
Spain, right? In
Yeah,
Spain,
yeah.
Gunther's such a professional. He just sold all his moves and he looks
Yeah.
strong. So Gunther will do the job for Jey Uso. Jey Uso will probably get that win. Give the crowd happiness, right? Everybody gets that because when Cena and Cody loses, the crowd's gonna be sad. But I did see this one take that I really thought was cool. It is that, and if Jey Uso goes heel also, oh, man, I would love to see it. Him being, he can be the corporate champion. If Jey Uso becomes the corporate champion, that's all I'm saying, man. But I agree with your sentiments, guys, that it's with it being stale. It is being
Yeah,
stale. So we need
that's
to
what I'm.
present. Yes,
Yeah,
Jasper,
no,
you're
yeah.
right. Nick, you're right. It is stale. Make Gunther look more indestructible. Take out Jimmy Uso. Take one for the team, Jimmy. I know that he's your brother. To
Take
make
it
your
one
brother,
step further.
Yeah.
yeah.
Take it
But
one step
even
further.
if you
Have
said all, sorry, because like if even if you set all that stuff up for Jay, like for me, what I'm seeing is I'm like, okay, everything's set up for you, dude. You just gotta wow him, dude. But it's like, man, balls in your court and you're breaking. Like it is getting stale, dude.
And Jay, you
Like,
can't be having no
I
top dollar moments. Don't have no top dollar moments. You see that little top dollar moment he had with
Yeah.
with the down under
the top
people.
rope, the top rope thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was trying to call out that I like where you guys are going with this, trying to make it a little bit more important, or make Gunther kind of take somebody out. How's about not take out Jimmy? Let's try to switch things up. How about you take out Rikishi?
Ooh.
Go after your
Okay.
daddy.
Fine.
you know,
I'm cool with
Rikishi's
that.
very
Just take
vocal
Piss him
too.
off.
He
Piss
follows.
him
Really
off.
piss him off.
Dog,
Yeah, that's a good
dog.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Rikishi,
Let's
Yeah,
Rikishi
ha-
with it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
put Rikishi back into the fold.
Hey, but
Rikishi would
have
jump in
Rikishi
on
come.
it too.
Have Rikishi come in as like they show him walking in with Jay as a special guest for one night,
Take him out.
and and then have him take him
Take
out.
him out.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
All right, but is he still gonna botch the jump over over the rope? Like, because I saw
No more
something,
Uso splash, please.
man, dude.
No Uso top rope. Stay
Oh
low. Stay
man.
low. Stay low, Uso.
Yeah.
Is he? It might be too overwhelming for him. The big
Yeah.
stage. Is that what is he just trying to show me? Is Jay just trying to like play me into what Gunther said? The big stage, the main stage might just be too overwhelming, and then
Nah,
he's gonna come wow me. Because I was like, come on, dude. You got all the fire behind you, dude. The crowd. Every time you walk down, man, come on, man. You bought some, they're still buying your merch. Like, come on, dude.
the Pulosami and Coco Rice was pretty good that night. That's why. That's why he couldn't make it over the top rope.
It was a
He
little
was
heavy,
heavy.
huh?
He was
A
heavy.
little heavy that night.
To his defense, though, he's always performed very well. You've
Yes.
seen his matches with the
Oh,
New
yeah.
Day. You've seen you like it's a botch. He's human, but it's
sure,
just
but
very
he
top
ain't-
dollar
He
like.
ain't
I think
performed versus
I think
Gunther,
we
huh?
get too carried away with botches these days. It's like we expect
Yeah.
perfection, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Ah,
I
look,
ain't getting over that top rope anytime soon, so I'm not gonna even judge.
not me
I'm
either.
just
Not
not
me
even
either.
bothering.
But look, there was Sol Ruka, shout out to okay, but I understand how Chelsea Green took out your leg, so you weren't getting over the ropes flipping like you were. Same thing with remember with the what's her name? The juggernaut. What's her name? The
Jordan Grace.
Jordan.
Jordan Grace.
When
yeah.
she faced Roxy. Roxy was going after her leg. So it made some sense why she kept falling off the rope. But I didn't see Jay come on. I'm hard on him because it is losing steam. Because I was very, very big on him. So I'm kind of but I'm more bigger. See, look, I started big on Jay, but now I'm more big on Gunther. Like I'm like, what the? You might just let him keep it going because
But
he can.
that's how you know they're doing their jobs right. When they make you
Right.
feel like these type of emotions to go either way and feel invested in one or the other, they're doing their jobs right. Because if you're not invested in any of them or like the match itself, then they're not connecting, and that
true.
becomes an issue. You know what I mean? Which interesting enough, I don't know about you guys, but going into the one of the other match on the female side, we got the Charlotte Tiffany title match.
Man. Oh,
man,
bro.
No, wait.
Yeah, I might have to lead in on this one just because for this past SmackDown episode, I know, I think Jay, you were the one that shared this on one of the other podcast episodes. Yeah, I really am starting to feel the how should I say this? It's not even disconnect, but I just don't feel like Tiffany is sellable as a babyface at this point.
No.
It's just hard. It's hard to digest. At the same time, that was not one of the best segments in my opinion, just because it just felt like back and forth banter with no actual payoff, so to speak. And yes, Tiffany Stratton, I'm, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it really feels like she's pulling at, she's reaching at straws here at this point. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't know what she can say to come back or counter some of the things Charlotte was saying. And Charlotte's a pro. Like she's gonna be able to like say certain things to trigger you. And I just felt like Tiffany was just like saying the most. I forgot which one thing in particular she was saying that was just like kind of like a head scratcher. But gosh, yeah. See, I'm not gonna even lie. Like it was just so forgettable at this point. Who saw that segment?
Was it when they were in the chairs?
Yes,
Like
yeah. They had
speaking.
like split screens, like how we have right now.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember was her only get back I remember because it was when she said like something like "You used to cheer me on" or something crazy like, and she's
Something
like,
like that.
"Am
Yeah.
I supposed to just let you walk in and take this?" I don't know. But she can't. You're right. She can't. That
It
there's
was
levels.
hard. It was hard to watch. It was a hard watch.
Yeah.
It's a hard
It's,
watch. Which
but
Jay?
there's no one that could do both though, right? Right now it's Tiffany only. Who could do? Is there someone better that can do both? Cause
Well,
she,
they're stuck in the program. It's them. Like, and it's just like
yeah,
it's like a really like it's hard to really feel invested in this match. I know
It's
I
probably
understand the
the
implications,
weakest.
but
This is the weakest build to a WrestleMania match out of all the programs that we've been watching. No, it's not their fault because this is kind of like the material they're given, right? Charlotte's gonna shine because she's Charlotte. She always can go back to whatever heel persona, face persona. She's just Charlotte, dude. She's the queen. That's all she needs to do. Like she's comfortable in her shoes. It's really Tiffy time. I'm gonna give her the benefit. I was a little bit too hard on her last time, right? I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She's still green.
I think
If
you're
she's looking,
justified. I'm not gonna lie. I think you were justified for what you said because this past
mm,
episode was not like it wasn't a good justification for her to feel like she was a real true baby face, or let alone at the
right?
same level.
But she's not even like it's not even like you end up rooting for Charlotte. I don't know if that's just me. I end up like rooting for
And
Charlotte because
yeah,
I'm
Charlotte
on Charlotte.
yeah,
seems more
exactly.
convincing. So maybe if
Yes,
that's their build where Tiffy time is looking like really small, then they're doing a good job with that build where Tiffy time. But it's like the the promos, she's looking really weak. That's not
yeah,
how
she
you
Yeah,
is.
want your champion to look like, right? You
right.
want, I mean,
Bully.
right? I mean, the assaults
It's
are
also a
just like adding
persona.
to it.
It's her persona. You know what I mean? She comes off as like that. I hate to like stereotype, but yeah, like kind
It's
of like almost like
bubbly.
a bubbly
Mm.
blonde.
Yeah, it's
That
bubbly blonde.
is supposed to hit you like these like lines. Like it's like oh, like as if, what if, or whatever. It's just it comes off so heelish that it doesn't sound right coming from a baby face, and
So
that's why
we'll
it's
give
so
her.
hard to feel like authenticity here.
I'll give her props then because she's thrust into a role where she's playing a baby face for the first time, and she's in a program with Charlotte. So you're still trying to find yourself. Because remember, she's a recent call up. She's been actually hanging out with Nia Jax, so she's been protected with all those kind of stuff, right? This is really her first time she's on her own without Nia to back her up, and she's trying to change her character. It goes back to me like Bobby Roode was a solid heel, right? When he came up. Well, no, when he was at NXT, he was a solid heel, right? And then when Vince McMahon made him a face in the main roster, he just couldn't adjust. He couldn't get the crowd to back him. So the good thing with Tiffy time is the crowd loves her look. They are trying to back her, but I mean, we're fans. We're analyzing this, for fun and all that stuff. But if
Yeah.
I'm consuming this and I'm seeing Tiffy Time is like she can't promo with Charlotte. She just can't. And if that's how they want her to make her look, to make it look like to make her look like a like a little chump, so then when she goes over Charlotte, I hope not. but maybe that's what's gonna happen to help Tiffy time. It's just the weakest build. And
Yeah,
what do you think, Nick?
I
Go ahead, Jasper. Go ahead. Finish
no,
up, bro.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
no, just no. You good? You good? Just to piggyback off that, it is being critical on her matching levels with Charlotte, but it's just not what you want to see from your champion to be bullied. But I guess instead of just not
That's their
being too
build,
critical
right?
of her, yeah, it might be her build, but if it's not, this is gonna push her over in the future because she might like take this as just a lesson or some training to get over when
Yeah,
she
because she
does
is for the
further her
green.
career. Yeah,
I'm just gonna be, bro. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I I'm kind of tuning out on this feud because the promos are not there. The promos they're just not there for me. It was fun to watch them fight for sure. I hope this doesn't turn into one of those bathroom break matches for me at Mania.
Oh,
You know what? I have faith. I have faith in Charlotte that Charlotte's gonna put out, and I'm I have faith that Tiffany Stratton is gonna show it as well. I feel like the match is gonna be good, but the storytelling up to the match is yeah, it's
people
just
won't
not
be as
doing it.
invested in it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and you know what? And Tiffany Stratton, I think she has to go back to the drawing board. She can keep that bubbly persona, but
Yes.
she's really straddling the line of trying to be a face, but trying to be like an anti-hero at the same time. You know what I mean? She's like trying,
Yeah. Yeah. To
and
your point. Yeah. That's exactly
that
what I was thinking.
right. That's where she's sitting. Right. She's kind of sitting in the anti-hero thing, but then but it doesn't really work for her. Like,
Yeah, it's like either go full anti-hero or go full face. Like
yeah,
I think
yeah,
she's more suited as an anti-hero because
yeah,
she has that personality. We know her as a heel and she does
yeah.
great as heel. But like I'll say like a really good example here is like Becky Lynch. When she was the man, she didn't go full baby face. She was still like anti-hero-ish.
Yes,
Like, she
yes,
had like her mannerisms and her barbs when she like was on the mic, it was not full babyface. They were anti-hero like promos. You know what I mean? Like, and I
yep,
feel like if Tiffany would just kind of like commit to it,
yep,
it would feel more authentic. But
yep.
yeah, it's so hard to really digest some of the things that she's saying on the mic or on in her promos because it's like you said, she's like playing the fence here, and it doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
that's what it
hard. It's
is.
hard
Yeah,
to
it
like be
doesn't feel.
invested.
Yeah, it doesn't feel genuine at all. It's like, you know what I mean? Like she tries to play the anti-hero, but at the same time she tries to play the bubbly, and it just those two don't
Yeah, it doesn't
mesh.
work.
don't
And
mix.
you know what?
Uh-uh.
There might be somebody out there that's able to work that, but she's not able to work it, especially because she's still kind of playing with that attitude that she had while she was with Nia Jax, and they were obviously heels then, right? So she's still kind of playing with that attitude,
Yeah,
but she's trying to give off the bubbly attitude, and it doesn't feel genuine at all, which is why it's kind of tuning me out, and
yeah.
I'm not really digging the story up to it. But I hope that they at
The
least show out in
match,
the match. Yeah, the match is
right?
the big part.
Match,
So
match.
yeah,
I have any
yeah.
doubts. I think the
Yeah,
match is it's gonna probably oversell based on the expectations. And I think they are actually gonna have a good showing. But yeah, in terms of like the build up, it really has lost my interest. Like I
So
think
it's the weakest build.
sentiments across the board here. Yeah, so I'm hoping that the next women's title match isn't gonna fall flat as well because to me there is a little bit more intrigue specifically with the Io and Bianca Belair, and clearly this past Raw we saw Rhea being intertwined into this mix, signing her name on the contract. We know right now that really doesn't mean anything, but it's almost kind of foreshadowing the fact that this is going to be an actual triple threat. And how you guys are feeling about this, like
bro,
being a triple threat as opposed to just Io and Bianca?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with a triple threat. I'm just saying I'm calling it. Io Sky is gonna go over both of them.
Let's
All
go.
Uh,
right.
yeah, I think Io Sky is gonna win. I think Rhea can sit back for a little bit, go feud with somebody. Yeah, she doesn't have to be champion forever. You know what I mean? She can sit back, relax, take some feuds with other people, and I think Io Sky is gonna go over because I think Bianca's gonna get intertwined with that whole Jade Cargill and Naomi thing. So
Yep.
and So I don't know if you guys saw the Twitter thing where what Jade Cargill posted up about, oh yeah, she was talking about Naomi and how Bianca's like, oh yeah, just focus on you, sis, but and she was trash talking Bianca. So I mean, I think that's kind of
It's already telling, right?
yeah,
It's telling.
it's kind of throwing the hints out there that something's gonna
SummerSlam.
be something's gonna be happening. So I think Io's gonna go over.
I love the CEO over, man. She was it last time she was a champion? She was like a dick, right? She was a heel. But now she's cool. She's like the one you wanna hey, because
Bro,
look, EO is a seller. I love EO because she sells all the time, man. And it's like it's good to see her be a champ, man.
bro,
Mhm.
Like
she's
eh,
a rabid
Yeah.
chihuahua right now.
yes. And then you're right. And then let those other guys, they can have their own feuds. Like Jay Cargill could tie in Bianca, man. And then Rhea, you could always plug her in on anything, man. But Asian representation, let's go.
That's
I
too
would say
funny.
the build for this is it's intriguing because there's like Rhea inserting herself. I mean, it's just been a solid build. You know why? Because it was supposed to be Bianca and Rhea at first, and then Io goes and messes things up and wins the belt from Rhea. So it's been actually a pretty. I like this build because they've been working it. It's long term storytelling. There's little twists and turns that are happening now. We got a twist where Rhea Ripley is now inserting herself into the match, and they're the match, no doubt, gonna be a banger. I do. I I want Io to win, but I also think like it wouldn't be bad. Like Bianca deserves that belt too, man. Like I think Bianca been putting in work also, but Io's one of those Triple H trusted people, just like Oscar or just like the DIY. He trusts those guys. So he trusts EO probably to put on a banger with these two girls. Like you guys said, there's probably going to be a feud with Jade Cargill and Bianca. That's probably going to cost Bianca the match. I, and EO probably needs the belt more than any of them because she doesn't have any feuds. Rhea Ripley, we know, just put her in the ring. She's dope. The people love her, and
Yeah.
um, I think I really would like Bianca to go over though, because I think she
Hey
deserves it.
Jay, now that you say that, bro, I can see the finish already, bro, for the triple threat match.
Call
Mm.
it.
Bianca Belair hits
Let's
the
go.
KOD on Rhea.
Mm,
Jade Cargill comes in, hits Bianca with her finisher. Io
mm.
Sky does the
Oh,
moonsault on both of them, goes for the double pin
Over
and
the
wins.
moonsault. Let's
Bro,
go. Stamp
bro,
that.
yeah,
LTS
yeah. I
stamp
mean,
that.
but wouldn't you guys like the build's been pretty good because like there's
no, the
so many
build has
twists
been
and
pretty
turns.
good.
Great.
Yeah.
Because it was
Great.
supposed to be Rhea and Bianca, and then they throw the way they threw EO in the mix, like, hey, I'm in this.
Oh.
And they actually remember when she won there was that she won Elimination Chamber, right? And then Rhea had a face off with Bianca. And then all of a sudden EO Sky like showed up and said, hey, I'm facing you in Raw. And she wanted she beat Rhea. And then there was there was that one episode of I believe Raw where they were ignoring EO and she's like, nah, dude, I'm the champion. So that I like this build. It's been a fun build.
Well, they foreshadowed at Elimination Chamber that
Right.
from the point where Bianca's walking to the back, Rhea shows up, Io shows up.
Mhm.
It was kind of like already out there. I didn't anticipate seeing Rhea dropping the belt to Io, but it all makes
Right.
sense now. So granted, like a lot of the unpredictability that we're getting, like leading into Mania, has been, I would say, pretty satisfying on my part. I don't know about you guys, but the I think when you have like all these uncertainties happening, just to kind of swerve you here and there, it keeps you intrigued, and I think they're doing it right. Like I think a lot of times in the past we've highly criticized, WWE for being so predictable, with the way they match make. but as long as they're kind of making it creative at the end of the day and
Yeah.
not making it feel so predictable, it does keep us glued in on a weekly episodic type of thing. And I think seeing this specific feud build, yeah, it's been kind of interesting. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it's like been like crazy build, but I think for how it's being done right now, I think it's keeping us in it's keeping us invested. We don't feel like I don't honestly feel like this has been like the Charlotte Tiffany build. So
Yes.
granted, like I'm glad to see the direction this is taking as opposed to the other women's title match.
Yep. And you know what? And to your point too, as well as like how WWE, we used to criticize it about how been it was predictable, right? So,
Uh-huh.
and that's why I like to like throw out a lot of these, and all of us like to throw out a lot of these like what ifs and
Uh-huh.
different scenarios, because they're doing something right now. You know what I mean? Like they're keeping us engaged. They've been pulling a lot of swerves recently, and since when do they have title change hands on Raw? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's few and far in between. So I mean, they're doing something right. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps us engaged for it.
I'll even say like a lot of the IWC feels, like whether or not they agree or disagree with what's been happening, there's a thing where I feel like we're so used to being comfortable with predicting certain things or expecting certain things a certain way towards Mania, that this kind of path that has been taken on these shows with all these swerves has put us out of our comfort zone, but in a good way. Because now, instead of feeling like we can predict things, we just got to be able to sit back as fans and really watch it pan out.
And
And
just
that's how
enjoy
it's
it.
intended to be. And
Yeah.
that way we can actually enjoy it as opposed to being like, hey, you know what, we're quarterback coaching from, or we're being quarterbacking from the couch, and trying to like call the
Monday night,
shots here.
Monday
Yeah,
morning
the
quarterback.
Monday morning quarterback from our own sofa. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's interesting. I see it actually coming out to be a triple threat match, but there is an actual triple threat match that is set in stone here, and these are no, not, like I would say these names are pretty. They're heavy hitters, right?
Heavy, heavy.
We got CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and
Okay.
Roman Reigns. And I
Okay.
know we've kind of touched on this, not knowing if this was gonna, be set in stone. But now that it's actually official, it's interesting just because how it actually hit us. And I think Jasper, you called this out. It's one of those things where you know what, they're just gonna put it there, have it in our face, and make us enjoy it. And I honestly feel like after seeing this, like actually officially being made for this past SmackDown, it kind of did hit me. Like, in all honesty, it hit me to be like, holy shit, we are actually getting a triple threat with these guys. And it's almost like, not to say that CM Punk is as relevant in this mix, but it almost kind of gives me like vibes like as if Dean Ambrose could be thrown in there, and it'll give me the same impact. That's the wild thing. So it's like, yeah, I understand the notion of Paul Heyman being instrumental with both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And then there's also this what if? What if Paul Heyman actually turns on both Roman and CM Punk and actually sides with Seth? That's been thrown around with this whole scenario as well. But thoughts on this one?
Loving it. Especially because, hey, that crowd belongs here. You guys are awesome over there. How each one that came to
Bologna.
the States, yes, Bologna. Hey, this guy. So the two guys are intertwined. Seth and Roman,
Roman.
they're intertwined. Anytime you want to clash them, for sure. And then I was like, okay, like I said, CM Punk is just thrown in there for us to enjoy. Maybe now that you bring that up, because they can't find a better, like there's a better crash out, and his name is CM Punk compared to Moxie over there, whatever his new name is.
It just
But
it
yeah,
just gives you that same vibe, like
it
to
does.
see these names in a triple threat. It's like almost interchangeable in my opinion to kind of give you the same impact, like that's how I look at it.
But then CM Punk ties it in better, right? Because he's over there
Yeah.
going, "Thank you for serving your OTC on a platter," and I was like, "What? What is this? Wait, who? You were just on what is that? LFG telling
LFG.
me, yes,
Oh.
that the reason why you're dope is because you drop these type of bombs when you do your damn promos when you come through. So you did that for me, and I'm looking at, and I looked at him and say, "Oh, what's his name?" The same way OTC did. I said, what are you plotting, dude? What did you plot, man?" So, and then he hit him with the microphone. Let's pop out.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He loves. It's like it's funny because like that's his like trademark weapon these days. I don't think it's like a microphone.
Yeah.
It's like literally like a weapon on the mic and using the mic as a weapon.
Yeah, I'm happy
Dude, yeah,
for this
you know
one.
what? He was on, like you were saying, he was on LFG, right? And the thing that stuck out most when he was talking about the promos is that normally you don't throw your opponents under the bus and make yourself look bigger, right? And I was like, okay. So like when he was walking to the ring, I was like, that that saying that he had was ringing in my head. I was like, all right, Punk, let me hear your promo. And I had no doubt he was gonna cut a good promo, bro. For the size and everything that Punk lacks, bro, he is an ace at that microphone, right? And sure enough, bro, he went in there, he went in, and he shows why he's a master of his craft. He's just that damn good on the mic, and I mean, right? It's gotten to the point where honestly, I feel like CM Punk's gonna win, bro. I think he's gonna go over on Roman,
Hmm.
and that's
Okay,
gonna that
Iron Man, I'm sorry to cut you off real quick.
no
See,
no
you saying that, it makes that stuff so much better for me because the way he came
yeah
out saying, "It's your fault. I should have
yeah.
killed him, but you didn't let me."
Yeah, bro. So you know what, hey, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if Punk goes over on Roman, and that's a build up to next year's Mania or maybe SummerSlam or something like that.
Mhm.
That's a good way to exit Seth Rollins from that feud. You know what I mean? Have Seth Rollins just totally be done with it,
Uh-huh.
and then that gives us time for CM Punk to go do what he's gonna do, Roman to go do what he's gonna do, and then when it comes time for CM Punk versus Roman again, you know what I mean? CM Punk already has that ammunition. Or I beat you at WrestleMania, and they can just go do their thing, and I think it's gonna be good.
Maybe it'll be for title, and then he cash in his favor.
That's what.
So,
Oh, maybe. Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna
Yeah,
be. It has to be a title.
come full circle there.
Yeah.
I think the last podcast I said like it's beneath Roman Reigns.
Hmm.
He doesn't need to have a triple threat match.
Yep.
This should be his CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, right? This is like that's the match we want to see. That's
Hmm.
what the CM Punk fans want. That's what the Roman Reigns wants. So why is Seth here? And I start thinking, why is Seth here? Seth doesn't need to be in this thing. And then you see it. When you see him enter before Raw, who does he see? On the backstage. Do you guys remember who was there in
Oh,
SmackDown?
Smack. Oh shoot.
Who was there? It was there's
No,
a
yeah,
certain
I'm
Scottish
trying to
guy.
remember.
There's a certain
Drew.
Scottish
He
guy.
saw Drew. He
There's
saw
a
Drew.
Drew.
He saw Drew in
So
the back.
I
Yeah.
think Seth's going to go over. And you
Hmm.
know how he's going to go over? Drew. And they're
Hmm.
gonna get this thing, and the WrestleMania Backlash, I believe, is the next pay per view where we'll see CM Punk and Roman Reigns team up against Drew and Seth, and that's what's gonna happen here. Because I don't, why is Seth in this feud? He had his feud with Roman like last WrestleMania, right? So they're setting something up here. That's what I think. I think CM Punk and Seth is gonna have some sort of alliance. I mean, CM Punk. I'm sorry. Drew McIntyre
Drew.
and Seth are gonna have some sort of alliance. And then the favor will be called in eventually, but after like they team up something like
The
that. Where they're
enemy of
gonna,
my enemy is my friend.
yeah,
Right.
That's
yeah,
what
they're
you're leaning
gonna,
towards.
yeah,
Mm.
they're gonna
Well,
have some sort of program here where CM Punk and Roman are teaming up or forcibly
Uh,
teaming up to fight Seth and Drew McIntyre, and that keeps those guys in a solid program, and that's what I think is gonna happen. 'Cause there's people want to see Seth versus, people want to see Roman versus CM Punk. Are we gonna get it in next WrestleMania? Are we gonna get it at SummerSlam? We still have that favor, so that's the thing. So it's at first I was I was like trying to like in my head just wondering what the heck kind of build this is. They're just throwing in Seth there, but I think that's what's gonna happen.
yeah. So I wanted to point out too that when Seth was cutting his promo, he had mentioned, he was like, oh, he was talking about how the book was being written on their story between Roman and Seth, how they've had so many matches, and then I was expecting him to say, let's end this book or whatever, but he instead said, let's add another chapter,
Yeah.
which basically left it open to say, okay, this is not going to be our last time we're going to end up fighting each
uh,
other, but let's do it.
Just
So yeah, so I looked at that as a way of kind of justifying why Seth is inside this. Outside of him double stomping Roman on top the steps, there's just another reason to justify him being in this match, right?
yeah.
Um,
mhm.
yeah. So I mean, and even with all that, I'm still kind of confused on why they're doing a triple threat. So I'm kind of waiting to see what the buildup is like to WrestleMania so that we can see the full story. Because I'm pretty sure by the time we hit WrestleMania, it'll all make sense to us. You know what I mean?
Right? They
Yeah.
got like 4 weeks to tell this story.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And interesting enough, like I would say the way that segment ended, like with them just kind of like throwing down, everybody's just individually pointing at the WrestleMania side. It's just like it's not even for a title, but shoot, man, this it seems like beating the hell out of each other means more to them than winning a title at this point. And it may not necessarily have to be more than that, and making us feel like we don't have to overthink it. It's just three big names,
Yeah.
and they're
They're,
gonna be at Mania, and they're gonna have a match,
Mhm.
and they're gonna create a hell of a match. I don't doubt that. It'll be kind of interesting to see how Paul Heyman kind of integrates himself into this. Granted, he has his ties with two of them, but yeah, it does kind of like make me interested to think that now that you pointed out, Jay, the whole thing with Drew and Seth, kind of like maybe that's foreshadowing something. I don't know, but it's also in the background that some of those speculations of maybe Paul Heyman really screws over CM Punk and Roman and aligns with Seth. So we'll see what happens with that one. Like it'll be kind of interesting to see. Let alone the other official match that was announced recently as well on SmackDown is the match between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. So here, clearly, we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn doing an unsanctioned match from Elimination Chamber. Clearly, at the very end of the match, Kevin Owens did like he attacked him after the match, post match, I should say. Randy Orton comes out, makes his makes his way to the ring, goes after Kevin Owens, pretty much integrating himself back into the whole mix since Kevin Owens took him out. So this match here has been made official for WrestleMania. It's interesting just because I know last Mania they were actually a tag team, right? They are actually not a tag team. They had a triple threat match involving Logan Paul for the US title. Now we're seeing them as foes going into a match against each other. What are you guys' thoughts about this match?
Bro, I
He went.
just
Go ahead. Go ahead, Iron
No,
Man.
yeah,
all at
no,
once. Not all at once,
no,
please.
no, no,
Yes, yes.
no, bro.
Go
I'll be
ahead.
honest. This is one of those matches that I really don't care about the build up. I just want to see them fight.
Hmm.
They can tell whatever story they want up all the way up until WrestleMania. They can just talk crap the whole way. They don't even have to build any kind of like background to a story for them to fight at WrestleMania. I just want to see them crap talk all the way to Mania and then just beef. I just want to see them fight. That's it. This is one of those. I don't care about the story. I just want to see them fight.
Same, same, man. I love seeing Randy back. And if you are gonna tell your storyline or pair with somebody, it is the biggest menace. The guy who makes me hate him the most every week. Kevin Owens. Doesn't matter who he's fighting. I'm like, why? Why is this man? He's a monster. And then and oh man, this RKO guy, man. I hope I get to see one punch. They're gonna let that happen, or we'll see it, man. At
Yeah,
least one.
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna
happen.
happen. It's gonna
Very
happen.
It's
excited.
gonna happen.
Kevin Owens, man, he's a troll. Come out there to just say sorry, and then let's go become tag team champions. Why don't you, right? Oh, dude, that man, he's a menace. Somebody put an end to him. Not end to him. We need him. We need him. He's a great man. Kevin Owens, shout out to you, but Randy, punt that man.
For
We
me,
love you,
this
KO,
build,
but pun him.
Yeah.
for me, this build is probably gonna be more exciting than the match. Where you guys want to see the match, this is gonna be my bathroom match. So I think KO and Randy will work a slower style. That's just how because that's just how they work. So it'll probably be the match I'm probably not gonna be invested in. But the build up to it is what I'll be invested in because that KO can promo like a mother. He can promo, and that's why he's always so relevant. He does all these dastardly deeds before the match. He makes himself so hated, just like you were saying, Jasper. You hate the guy, right? And that's why you tune in. And so I think KO and Randy Orton build up is going to be the highlight because if it's one thing, KO knows how to build. He builds it with Sammy. He builds it with Roman. He just builds. He just knows how to promo. He knows how to get you hyped up for the fight. When the actual fight happens, it's kind of boring to me. I mean, not because they're not talented. It's just because the style of wrestling they have, slower pace. It's just slower pace. And then, Randy's a little bit older right now, so he's going to work a slower style. So that's what I think. I look forward to this build. It's going to be a good build. And I like how we're already teasing punt kicks. We're already teasing pile drivers. We're doing all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's my take on this.
You know what I think it is? I think I'm looking forward to the spots in this match. Like they're gonna have some crazy spots. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Is that just the spots they're gonna have. I know Randy's gonna get pile drives, so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Probably through a table or something like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
insane.
Oh yeah, can you imagine that? Like if he puts Randy up in a pile driver position, jumps off like the middle turnbuckle onto a table or something.
Oh shit,
dude!
I mean, KO. I mean,
Something.
he does. He always does crazy spots.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is
What's
pretty
there,
savage.
Yeah,
It's
KO.
funny. You're saying, Jay?
It's like, but for example, KO, the build up to KO and Steve Austin, right? Like Stone Cold. Like the build up was better than the actual match. Because just Stone Cold was just so old, and not no disrespect to Stone Cold. He's just, he's just not the same
Oh
Stone
yeah.
Cold, right?
I,
So the build up to that was cool, but then we see the
but
match and
I think that match specifically, if you want to really like critique it, it's just the fact that Stone Cold returned to have a final match.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that's all that mattered.
yeah. We just have to take it at face value.
Yeah, just like
and they
we weren't going to expect
they
the most.
trusted KO to work with Austin. That's how valued KO is.
It's interesting because Jasper, you said Kevin's like such a troll. Like anybody notice the shirt that Kevin Owens was wearing when he came out?
Yeah, the RKO
it was
shirt.
the RKO shirt.
Was it an RKO shirt?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's like that's like trolling on another level right there. He's just
doing
messes with you.
Ravishing Rick Rude stuff, right? You know how Ravishing Rick Rude would wear the opponent's face on his tights? That's exactly what this guy does, man.
It's just funny, like you don't necessarily see your foe wearing your merch.
Right.
It's too funny. Oh yeah, guys. If anything, this current card that with the set official matches, it's looking to build up quite nicely. And granted, we will more than likely shoot another episode, probably a week right before actual Mania, and I'm sure we'll know exactly what match is going to be set in stone. I'm sure there's actually more that I would want to say is kind of like brewing at the moment, not official, but for the meantime, we got some pretty solid matches on the card right now. And if anything, tune in to us at our next episode. And thank you again for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we out.